Welcome to Gemcraft Studio here at Shop LC, where all of your favorite jewelry designs begin. I'm Sara Lovecraft, and today I have got a beautiful tiger's eye necklace. We're creating a wonderful tiered front focal section, and I think you're really going to love this one. The tools you're going to need are your round nose pliers, your chain nose pliers in combination with your bent chain nose pliers, your crimper tool, and your cutter tool. For today's project, we're using two different sizes of tiger's eye beads. We're using 8mm and 6mm. You're also going to need some 6mm jump rings, crimp tubes, wire guardians, 4mm jump rings, metal beads, a lobster clasp, eye pins, head pins, some chain, and your bead stringing wire. The majority of this project consists of building the focal for the front of our necklace. We're going to start by creating each one of the separate elements and then combining them all together to create this beautiful piece. As we begin creating the elements for this focal, we're going to start on the outside edges and work our way in. So the two outermost pieces are two of the 6mm tiger eye beads on head pins with simple loops. Let's create those now. To create this first element, we're using a head pin and we are threading on two of the 6mm tiger eye beads, and we are going to create a simple loop on the top using our chain nose pliers and round nose pliers. Thread your beads on, grab the wire where it is exiting that top bead, and bend the wire. Come in with your cutter tool, trim, leaving yourself about 1/4 inch of wire, and then use your round nose pliers to grab the wire and roll back to create a simple loop. For this element, you need to add a jump ring. Place a 6mm jump ring between two pairs of pliers and twist to open. Thread your simple loop on to the jump ring and then twist to close back. You will need a total of 2 of these elements. When looking at our focal moving inwards, the next 2 sections, the top part of those dangles have a 6mm jump ring here, and the same on the other side, where the 6mm jump ring is on an eye pin with loops on the top and the bottom. So even though we're moving into the next section, we're going to go ahead and do a total of 4 of the 6mm tiger's eye beads on eye pins. Thread your tiger eye bead onto an eye pin and create your simple loop. Grab the wire with your chain nose pliers and bend. Use your cutter tool to trim, leaving yourself about 1/4 inch of wire, and then use your round nose pliers to grab the wire and roll back to create your simple loop. Again, we are creating 4 of these little sections, and each one needs a jump ring on the top. Twist to open your jump ring, thread on your bead, and then twist to close. Once you have 4 of these elements, set them to the side. For the bottom of the first 2 of those tiger's eye beads that we just created the loops for, we're going to create the bottom dangle for those. So each one of those is a 6mm tiger eye on a head pin. Thread a 6mm tiger eye bead onto a head pin, and we're going to create a simple loop. Grab the wire where it exits the bead, bend the wire, come in with your cutter tool, trim, leaving yourself 1/4 inch of wire, and use your round nose pliers to create your simple loop. You'll need to create 2 of these elements. Going back and grabbing 2 of the tiger's eye beads with the loops on the top and the bottom from our previous step, we're going to attach these to the bottoms. We're going to grab the loop on the bottom of one of our tiger's eye beads, twist to open, and thread on one of the tiger's eye beads on a head pin and twist to close. Now we've created a dangle for the next section on our necklace. Create one more exactly like this one. For the next element in our focal, we are using the last two of the tiger's eye on eye pins, and we are going to create the bottom section here, which is an 8mm and a 6mm bead. However, we need a total of 5 of these because we are using them in the other elements in the center of our focal. So let's go ahead and complete those. You're going to take a head pin, thread on an 8mm and a 6mm, and create a simple loop at the top. Grab the wire where it is exiting the bead, give the wire a bend, come in with your cutter tool, trim, leaving yourself 1/4 inch of wire. Use your round nose pliers to roll back to create your simple loop and create 5 total of these elements. Using our last 2 single tiger's eye beads on eye pins, we're going to attach those to the beaded drops we just created. Open the loop on the bottom and thread on your newly created dangle. Twist to close. Set these 2 to the side. Moving on to the next part of our focal, the top section is 2 6mm tiger eye beads on eye pins. They also have jump rings on the top. We're going to create a total of 2. Using an eye pin, thread on 2 6mm tiger eye beads and create a simple loop. Bend the wire, come in with your cutter tool, leave yourself 1/4 inch of wire, and use your round nose pliers to roll back to create your loop. Don't forget to add your jump ring on the top. These 2 elements also have the drops that we created previously on the bottoms. So use your chain nose pliers to attach the 2 loops together. Use your chain nose pliers to open the loop. Thread on your drop and use your pliers to close the loop. Set these 2 elements to the side. Our final element in the front of our focal is a stack of 3 6mm tiger's eye beads on an eye pin with a jump ring with our drop on the bottom. We only need to create 1 of these elements. Take an eye pin, thread your 3 tiger's eye beads on, and create your simple loop at the top. Grab the wire, bend the wire, trim the wire leaving 1/4 inch. Use your round nose pliers to grab the wire and roll back. Attach your jump ring to the top. And then don't forget to add your drop to the bottom. Twist to open the bottom loop. Attach your drop. Attach your drop. And then twist to close. Now we can lay out all of the elements in the order that they will be strung onto the beading wire. Starting in the middle with the element we just created with our 3 tiger's eye beads and our drop, and moving outwards. Laying these out in advance will help you to keep from getting confused when you're stringing your necklace. All right, we're ready to move on to the next step. All of your jump rings should be at the top. Now we're going to prepare our bead stringing wire and string up the focal. Thread on your crimp tube and your wire guardian. Go up through the wire guardian, back down through your wire guardian, and down through your crimp. Pull the crimp tube up close to the wire guardian and pull out any excess length of your beading wire. Make sure that the wires are not crisscrossing and place that into the back notch of your crimper tool. Give that a squeeze. Turn it sideways, place that into the front notch of the crimper tool, and give that a squeeze. I'm going to thread the tail of my wire through 2 beads. First bead is going to be a metal bead. I'm going to drop that down, And I will drop that down on top of my tail wire as well. And then I'm going to thread on a 6mm tiger's eye bead and thread my tail wire through that as well. And then I'm going to trim. All right, now we're ready to start adding the elements to our beading wire. Thread on the first, starting on the outside edge, thread on the first jump ring. Then thread on a tiger's eye bead. Thread on the second jump ring and another tiger's eye bead. Continue moving left to right until you've thread on all of your beaded elements. Once you have thread on all of the jump rings with all of your beaded elements hanging from them, you're going to finish with a single tiger's eye bead and then one more metal bead, and we're ready to crimp. Thread on your crimp tube and your wire guardian. Go back down through your crimp and pull everything down to the last bead. Thread the tail of your wire through a bead or two, or you can trim after you crimp. Place your crimp tube into the back notch of the crimper tool, give that a squeeze. Turn it sideways, place it into the front notch of the crimper tool, give that a squeeze, and then use your cutter tool to trim off the excess wire. Now our focal section is complete. The last steps are to add jump rings and chain and our clasp. I will be using two 4mm jump rings to attach my chain to my wire guardians. Cut the chain to whatever desired length that you want your necklace to be. I'm going to open my 4mm jump rings with my 2 pairs of pliers. Thread your 4mm jump ring onto the wire guardian, and before closing the jump ring, thread the last link of one of your chain pieces onto the jump ring and close the jump ring. Repeat this step on the other side. Now we're going to repeat this process on the opposite ends of our chain with larger jump rings. Use a 6mm jump ring to attach to the last link of your chain and thread on your clasp and close your jump ring. Add a single 6mm jump ring to the other side. And your necklace is complete. Thank you for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed today's project. Again, I am Sara Lovecraft here with Gemcraft Studios at Shop LC. Be sure to like and subscribe and let us know in the comments section if you like this tiered focal look. What other gemstone would you like to see this necklace made in?